Mate's next video from Geneva. Thanks for tuning in on the world premiere of the Battista yesterday. You rightly said that it was all the rolling chassis from Rimac, so now we're gonna go check out Rimac and speak to Mate. Quickly on YouTube, Mate is back on our YouTube here. And really exciting. We're gonna see the new Concept 2 in a second, which is really awesome. And one cool thing, so I spoke to Porsche. Porsche owns 10% of Rimac, and I spoke to one of the biggest engineers there at Porsche, and he said to me, I'm an engineer, but Mate, that's another level. That guy's the man. So just to give you an idea of the level here. So
well, we've been doing this for quite some time already.
That was cool to hear.
Yeah. You know, that's also one reason why we have been successful in what we are doing, because the car companies are doing the normal things for 100 years, like doors or ceilings or suspension or lights, and you can maybe get close to them on those things, but not better than them, especially with a small company that doesn't have the resources and so on. So with the new stuff, with the powertrain and the batteries and so on, we were basically starting before them in a serious way. So, of course, Porsche...
In the garage.
Yeah.
In the garage at home.
Yeah. So we could, with our approach of being a smaller and faster company, catch up and in some things be further ahead than they are on the new stuff.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. And you can see that here. So this is not just, we don't just show the car. We're very proud on this. This is our platform, the C2 platform. And it's not just a nice carbon fiber piece. So okay, the carbon fiber itself, so this is a really complex part. So it's the first time a battery pack is fully integrated in a monocoque. And this is designed to be globally homologated. So all the crash tests for the US, for EU and so on that we are now going through, the powertrain is completely integrated. And also what we wanted to achieve is, for maximum stiffness, it's one single piece, so it's not the subframe. So the rear suspension and the front suspension are on the same piece, which is unique. There is no other car like that, so we have a very high torsional stiffness, and absolutely everything developed for this platform. So like and everything optimized. So for example, the rear motors and powertrain is completely different than the front. The architecture is completely different because we wanted to optimize for it. So in the rear we have 1 megawatt of power, in the front we have 400 kilowatts. 2 motors in the rear, 2 motors in the front. Battery pack is located here a little bit, part of the battery, then in the tunnel, and not under the seat, but part of the battery is here, under the feet. So why we did that?
So I was just over at Piers, and they said, oh no, we've done the whole battery in the back.
Yeah.
To allow the driver to get down, because otherwise there's no way for the driver to get into the sports car position. But you found the perfect solution, I guess. Well, you're building around the driver.
Yes, nothing is perfect because always you have a compromise. For example, in this layout, there is a challenge to, so it's called heel to H point.
Yeah.
So the heel shouldn't be too high compared to your hip, because then long drives get uncomfortable. So we were doing lots of simulations and adjustments and compromises, because people who say there are no compromises, it's impossible. Like there's so many compromises you have to do here. So we traded a little bit of long-term comfort in this car for better package usage and for better weight distribution. So why we did this, actually, of course, to have a bigger battery, but also when you accelerate, so there is a limit on the rear tires of how much torque you can get down on the ground. So we wanted to have more weight on the front, so that we can have more torque on the front powertrain as well, to use the maximum potential of the battery to accelerate under 2 seconds to 100. So that was the whole, and a million things like that are optimized that you don't see with the eye, because we changed exactly like the millimeter where we end with the battery, where we start with the seat. Like that has been so much simulations and optimizations, and for every part, for the cooling system, for the crash simulations, for the powertrains, for the gearboxes, for absolutely everything, we have done so many loops and so many simulations and supercomputers and tests in real life to get the absolute best. So that's why I think this car is quite significant, because it's not what is possible today. It's beyond that, because we have pushed it in so many limits. And I think it will be quite hard to top to this. Yeah. Because of Tesla, we had to change our approach. Yeah. Because so the story is, we had a 2-speed gearbox in the Concept 1. So 2-speed gearboxes, because we have 2 motors. So it's a huge, complex part. And for the new car, for the C2, we wanted to develop a new powertrain with a single-speed gearbox to make it simpler, more efficient and so on. And we achieved our targets with that, but for that we had to develop a completely new motor, inverter and so on, gearbox. And then Tesla came out with the Roadster claiming under 2 seconds to 100.
And you were at 2.2.
We were at 2.3. And we had to start again from zero.
So there's a bit of competition there anyway,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So,
but now you found the ultimate solution.
Yeah.
No gearbox and still 1.9.
Yeah, so...
Are we allowed to say how?
Yeah, okay, we didn't say it yet, but I will say it.
It just stays on my channel, don't tell anybody, huh?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it stays top confidential.
But we worked very hard, and we think we came up with a solution to achieve the performance. So over 400 kilometers per hour and under 2 seconds, 0 to 100 with a single speed gearbox.
Over 400 kilometers per hour?
Yeah, 412. That's the... Well, under controlled conditions, because the tires cannot handle it, really. So...
And the tires blow up at what speed?
So safely we can allow the customers to drive on their own 350, but over it we will have to have supervision from Pirelli and us, because of the issue is the load index of the tire.
Okay, but together we tried the 400, no, in a couple of months.
Yes, but without me. It's a little bit... No.
The moment has come, everybody. My favorite moment here in Geneva in these days, 100%. I've seen so much of this car and spoke to you also so much about it. So we're now going to reveal it with the latest modifications. No one in the world has seen it yet. So this is going to be awesome. And we're going to get the chance to sit inside as well. Thanks to Mate for allowing us to do this. So I offer myself for the racetrack homologation session, yeah?
You don't want to be the first dummy.
Anytime. No problem, just give me a call.
For the suspension setup,
just give me a call.
Yeah.
Can I jump inside?
Yes, of course, please.
So we've got the screens on now. Are they done in-house as well, that one?
So we do the infotainment system, so the screens obviously are from a supplier, but we do all the electronics, the hardware and the software, and we do that also
the whole
for
interface.
The user interface, the hardware, the connectivity.
Amazing.
And we do that for other car companies as well.
Even
so
that?
Some cars that are here around have our system.
What?
Yeah, but because if you go to a supplier, like to a big supplier like Bosch, and ask for a custom infotainment system, it's tens of millions.
Yeah.
So we couldn't afford that, and we were forced to do it on our own. Because we wanted to have a unique system. Like if you look at the Lamborghini, you know, they have a good system inside, but you can always see it's based on an Audi. Yeah. Even bigger companies like them have this problem. So we wanted to have something unique, and that's why I decided to do it in-house.
Very impressed. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nico. See you in Croatia.
Thank you for your time, and applause for Mate for the awesome car you've made, I guess.
See you, Nico.
Thank you. So that was Mate again. Really, I mean, he's an absolute legend by now in the automotive space. We're very sorry for the sound, terrible, but there we go. So I'm sure you agree that the car looks awesome. Can you believe that 1.9 acceleration 0 to 100? That's gonna be like, it's gonna be like an absolute rocket ship. Yeah, like we've never experienced before, any of us, not even me. F1 does 2.6. So this is 1.9. That's going to be madness, totally, yeah. And looks awesome. Costs 1.7. So of course, very, very expensive car. Right? But there's only 100 of them, and they're easily going to go. They're all sold out already, I'm sure, probably, or maybe a few left. I don't know. So please comment below, yeah, what you think. But I think there'll be a lot of thumbs up in the comments. Adriano, the man himself, the designer who created the car, with your team.
With my team, with my brave team, yeah.
The changes that the world hasn't seen yet on this version.
Ooh, on this version, the latest change that the world hasn't seen is the bumper. The bumper.
What's the reason?
Aero, just aero, pure aero. Pure aero.
More performance.
More performance, yeah.
So which part of the bumper?
So this on the actual version, all this will be cut out, and the suction of the air outside from the wheel arch will be much more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you. That's it. I really hope you appreciate it and like the exclusive first look at the last version of that car. And I really enjoyed it. I'm fascinated by what they're doing here at Rimac. And that's the end of today's video, day one here in Geneva. Please subscribe to the channel, that would be cool, below. And then there's gonna be more action coming from Geneva in the next couple of days. So stay tuned.